Creve Coeur District 76 Board of Education meeting is now called to order. Roll call, please.
Giddens.
Here.
Catherine Reagan.
Here.
Val Reagan.
Here.
Tyler.
Here.
Griner.
Here.
Bailey.
Here. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mrs. Reagan.
At this time, we would like to observe a moment of silence to honor a longtime administrator, Don Bachler, who recently passed away. His outstanding dedication and commitment to this district and the Creve Coeur community will never be forgotten.
And I would also like to thank the family for making this part of his visitation.
Also, the Board of Education would like to thank the administrators and employees that assisted with the visitation and putting up the ties for Don Bachler that was held on at LaSalle School on Sunday.
All right, are there any audience comments on action items on the agenda? Yes, ma'am. Your name, please?
I'm Candy Roboski, and I'm a special ed teacher at Parkview currently. And I would like to share with you just how much I have loved Parkview and how much it means to me, as well as how some of my colleagues and I felt when we found out that I was not going to be renewed for my contract.
Excuse me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
If you have something that's already on the agenda, you can comment on it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Otherwise,
Sorry.
we need to wait till the end.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Does anybody have a problem? We could go ahead and let her speak.
Can we leave it up?
It's fine, I
Yeah,
can
let her
wait.
speak.
It's okay.
Go ahead. No,
Are you
we're
sure?
go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. It is a long
This
agenda.
is my first time
Okay.
doing this.
That's
While it is my first year, I have developed many wonderful relationships both with staff and students and parents in the community while at Parkview, and I was really shocked when I got called in less than a week after my evaluation, where my evaluation was all proficiency and excellence and had nothing but positive things on it, only to find out that the district was going in another direction with my job, so I would not be renewed. And I know, being a first-year teacher, I don't have to be told what that direction is, but I have had multiple years of experience in special ed in all types of special ed settings, and so it still came as a surprise. And I haven't had any trouble with my colleagues or parents or students as far as I knew. And I've gone out of my way to help students and coworkers. Until my car broke down, if they didn't have anybody else to help out with basketball games, they could ask me at 2 o'clock, and I would stick around and take care of that and help in any way I could. I did after-school tutoring with students whenever they needed it. I still do that. And I did whatever I could to help my students and my parents and my coworkers. And to illustrate this, I have a letter that some of my colleagues wrote. So I wanted to read that now. The recent news that Candy Roboski would not be returning to Parkview next year came as quite a surprise to those of us who work closely with her. Mrs. Roboski has shown herself to be a wonderful addition to our staff and community. Some of us had even made plans to co-teach with her next year. She goes above and beyond what is asked of her and is very competent in the area of co-teaching. Honestly, she is one of the few in the past few years who has taken on co-teaching and performed this job appropriately. Mrs. Roboski is a very knowledgeable teacher and is always willing to assist with students and staff. Candy has performed positive relationships with many staff and students. She has a wonderful rapport with the students she is assigned and connects with them well. She is always willing to make lesson plans and carry them out in the classroom. She's flexible, creative, structured, and familiar with our curriculum. She has been a valuable asset to our grade level teams. When Mrs. Roboski came to Parkview, she also became a very active part of the special education team. She collaborated with veteran special ed teachers to become familiar with the special education department's routines and procedures. When writing IEP, she shown herself to be very thorough and detailed. After watching Mrs. Robaski with the special ed students, it is very clear that she only has their best interest at heart. If Mrs. Robaski is available, she is always willing to step in wherever she is needed. If you need help modifying lessons, she's there. If you are in need of someone to supervise the classroom, she's there. If we're in need of someone to stay after school to take money at the door, she's there. Candy is always ready and willing to lend a hand or a hug and is willing to work with anyone, however it is needed. Losing Mrs. Robaski will be quite a detriment to the district. Candy's taken on a hard position in our district as a special ed teacher in a low-income district with many students with special needs. She has performed admirably and wholeheartedly and will be sorely missed. It is our hope that you might see the good that Mrs. Robaski brings to Parkview that is so sorely needed and reconsider letting her re-interview for her position so that she may return to Parkview for the 2017-18 school year. And it was signed by Tika O'Neill, Stacy Starman, Tim Conway, Rachel Morgan, and Jenna Melissa. So as stated in the letter, I've spoken with many teachers about ways to help them and the students next year. I would just like to thank you for a wonderful year at Parkview and let you know that I have had many years of experience in all types of special education settings, and we consider it my honor and privilege to be able to re-interview and hopefully get my job back at Parkview so that I and my colleagues can continue our plans to improve student learning and success at Parkview and at Creve Coeur 76. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Anyone else? Action items, we need a motion regarding the minutes, please.
I'll make the motion to approve the minutes for the regular meeting dated April 25th, 2017, and the reorganizational meeting dated April 25th, 2017, with a change to the reorganizational minutes. I should have let you know. It said that what did I do? Yeah, I did not administer the oath of office. If you just, I don't know if you swore or affirmed, all three of you? On the statement, y'all sworn?
Yes.
So we just need to list your names that y'all sworn.
Were sworn in and took the office.
Yes,
Yeah,
because we don't administer it anymore.
But you were President Pro Temp at that time, but
Right.
yeah, you did not administer the oath, okay.
Right, I don't want any
Sure.
confusion.
Okay,
I'll second the motion
okay, with those corrections,
with revisions.
revisions, thank you.
Giddens,
Aye.
Catherine Reagan,
Abstain.
Val Reagan,
Aye.
Tyler,
Aye.
Brenner, Bailey.
Aye, motion carried. Need a motion regarding the payments list?
I'll make the motion to approve the payments list dated May 3rd, 2017.
Second.
Any questions? Comments?
I always make it just look at the bills on the gas, the electric.
Mhm.
I went back to last year and see how our numbers compared to last year, and they were very comparable. Numbers are pretty much about the same. But I did find on the gas bill, last year at this time, LaSalle gas bill was $5.43. And the bill this year was $9.34, which is a little bit of an increase, $509.
Depends on the temperature, I
Yeah,
suppose.
It's been,
Yeah.
But the other ones had lost some, so it all worked out pretty, it all compared. So.
Can I ask a question about
Yeah.
page 4? I think it's check 1964 Rainbow Book. It says library supplies, $584.66. Could you explain that?
Library supplies.
I was just wondering what it, oh, I'm just a little confused. Is it Parkview?
I would say
Maybe?
Parkview, I don't think it's our, the library here. Unless they bought books, I know that's one thing they were doing with our funding. The rent to we, whatever the bill is.
very well could be, because what they're doing, they fill out a requisition, they give it to us, it's going through our books. So
Right.
it very well could be.
So I didn't know if it's what it was, sorry.
It's all right, we'll look it up.
I'm guessing it's across the street.
Yes, Greg.
Oh, it's, I
It
thought
is
it was
Greg.
correct, okay,
No,
Greg.
it is
This
Greg.
is part of our agreement with them at the
Mhm.
beginning
Oh,
of the year,
that's right,
correct?
he has to,
Right.
he gets so much every,
Yes.
yeah, okay, sorry.
And in order to keep track of it, they're gonna run it through our books.
Right.
And we pay it, so that was a good question.
I think he did want the money, just a check.
Mhm.
And we said, no, we'd like to see books, what our
So
money's
we're
being
handling
used
it through here.
And we did that in the past, just on the
Yes.
check, so that's probably
Yeah.
why.
Yeah.
Okay.
for. Good question.
Yes. Any other questions, comments? Roll call, please.
Gibbons?
Aye.
Catherine Reagan. Aye. Val Reagan.
Aye.
Tyler.
Aye.
Griner.
Aye.
Bailey.
Aye, motion carried. Need a motion regarding the Parkview Activity Fund.
I'll make the motion to approve the March Parkview Activity Fund report.
Second.
And I have some
Questions?
information regarding this report. On the April report, you will see the parent club column and the $6,000 moved into that account. So that will
Okay.
be on next month's, okay? I have a copy of that if anybody wants to look at it. This one though seems to be fine. The Warrior Way was a new column put on here, and apparently they got some of the concession money this year, was transferred into that fund.
I think Mr. Johnson came to the board and asked if we could fundraise, so
Right.
that will be the new column. All right, any other comments? Roll call, please.
Giddens.
Aye.
Catherine Reagan.
Aye.
Val Reagan.
Aye.
Tyler.
Aye.
Griner.
Aye.
Bailey.
All right, motion carried. Need a motion regarding the school calendar.
Make a motion to approve the amended extension, wait a minute, I don't know where I'm at, hold on. Make a motion to approve the 2016-2017 final public school calendar. Second.
All right, any questions? That is the current year, we're just sending in, because of, was it last Friday? We had to make that adjustment. It was a half day, should have been full day, so that's just correcting that. All right, roll call, please.
Giddens.
Aye.
Catherine Reagan.
Aye.
Val Reagan.
No.
Tyler.
Aye.
Griner.
Aye.
Bailey.
Aye, motion carried. Need a motion regarding transportation services.
Make the motion to approve the amended and extension of the pupil transportation service agreement with First Student for the 2016-2018 school year. 17-18 school year, sorry.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All right. Questions?
You said it went up slightly, is that correct? Like
2%.
2%,
And I
which isn't too
checked
bad.
that with Shelley, and I thought it might be more, but it was 2 to 10, 2%.
I mean, that's not too bad, actually.
Can't have it, so
Doesn't say we don't have a choice, do we?
not much. Any other questions?
I have one more question. The way it's in here is like, it's so much like 47.73 per bus per day. I know that you talked before about having like other school districts in with us. So is that still feasible?
If we sign this, we probably, I talked about this today, me and Shelley sat down and looked at this, but I had talked about East Peoria coming in with this and helping us, us teaming up, co-op and whatever you call it, and maybe like transporting kids down.
One bus or something?
One bus. But if we sign this, I'm actually not sure if we can do that, because they're probably gonna say, you can do it yourself, but you can't have someone else. It's kinda like,
See, that's what I'm not
Like having
wondering,
two
if we
girlfriends,
could
you
talk to
can't
them
have that, so.
beforehand.
I guess they have your business and they don't want you, someone else. I don't know if that's the way. That's how I just kind of, the easiest way to do it.
Depends if you tell them up front, you have to.
You do it yourself. You go single, you're fine.
All right. Any other questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Giddens.
Aye.
Catherine Reagan.
Aye.
Val Reagan.
Aye.
Tyler. Griner.
Aye.
Bailey.
Aye, motion carried. We need a motion regarding the budget.
I'll make the motion to approve the tentative amendment to the FY17 budget as presented.
Second.
Can we read what those are? Amendments? We have to state those for the record.
Do we have to vote? Andy, I'm sorry.
No, we have to state those for the record. I should have
Oh,
marked
we-
that, I should have marked that page. I think there was 4 items.
Okay.
No, I thought there was more. There's like 6 in there. One,
There might have
two,
been
three,
4 that I
four,
was
five,
focusing on.
I will rescind my motion and let Mr. Giddens do that.
No, the motion's fine, we just need to make it in the
What would
comment
you like,
section.
then what would you like added to it?
I can't find a page of those,
Add it to the motion or
Next
to the
one.
minute?
You mentioned it.
just make sure it's in the minutes.
$26,000.
So the proposed on E6, the
This
proposed
page.
changes, that's what you
Yeah, we
want in
just
the
need to read that
minutes?
list, the dollar amount.
Stephanie, did you get that?
This page right here.
Whatever's added in E6.
No, right here. Okay. Do we have a second? Do we have a second? Yes, okay, discussion. Mr. Giddens, why don't you read for us?
I haven't
Or I
turned the page
can.
yet.
I can.
Yeah, just,
It's,
Line 22. Oh, boy. All right. Yeah, I see that.
we just need the dollar amount and why we're.
That it's
moving it.
increasing,
yeah.
$26,000, $170,000 increase out of district special education students. In other words, it cost us more than they had budgeted originally.
Right,
All right, budget line 44, the increase or decrease is $400, $900 increase in Title I PD supplies. Budget line 50, $26,613 adjustment, $172,400 additional superintendent salary paid out in July and June for vacation days. This was last year.
Excuse me, I have 24,000.
We got 24,000.
Yeah.
24,613, so do I, thank
Sorry.
you. That was a,
I thought maybe something would get added wrong.
and that was not, yeah, that was not figured in the budget last year, and she caught it, so. All right, line 63, $725, for a total of 26,000 increase in health insurance premiums, which we've been voting on lately, so everybody's aware of that. Line 63, $725, $13,000 increase in health insurance premiums. Budget line 86, $59,000 difference, $128,000 increase in out of district special ed students, other public schools, i.e. Schromm. So that is a change of $111,463. Is everyone happy with that?
Okay, so Mr. Giddens, do you want the increase amount?
We-
The amount that it increased or what it
the
is
amount
now?
that it increased, we have to tell the
Okay.
public
That-
when they read our minutes.
Okay, so
What we're
the special ed
changing.
is increased by this amount. You don't have to have what the total is, what it increased. Because I've never done this, we've always just approved it.
As
in-
presented.
As presented.
Yeah, but for dollar amounts, for public
Okay,
records,
so
we
I
have to
can
have
just
it in the
say
agenda.
special ed increased by this
Yeah.
amount.
Right.
Okay,
Okay, all right.
so we don't have to go through each line item, we can just say if it's special ed,
Total.
it's total, this amount.
But,
I'm asking him, what, Randy? Do you
no,
want
it's just
line
so the
items?
public knows.
Okay,
Just so the public
That's
knows.
fine.
Line items, nobody's gonna know what those mean.
right, so,
All right,
I got
roll call, please.
Giddens,
Aye.
Catherine Reagan,
Aye.
Val Reagan,
Aye.
Tyler,
I'm
Griner,
Aye.
Bailey.
Aye, motion carried. Need a motion regarding the sealed bids.
make the motion to approve accepting sealed bids for the sale of the 1997, is that Jerry or Jer equipment trailer? Second.
All right, discussion.
How long are we gonna have sealed bids?
Mrs. Walton, how long will we have sealed
I'm
bids?
trying to think when we redid the truck. That
It's
was
been a
maybe-
while.
Yeah,
It was 30 days.
I mean, you can do it as long as you want. So you just
Is there a
decide.
minimum? 2 weeks? 10 days?
I think we've done it, I think with the
weeks.
truck, we did 10 days,
Okay.
10, 15 days.
Let's do 10 days then.
Okay. Publish it in the paper?
Business days, yes. Yes, that will be
From the
published.
date it's published in the paper.
Yeah. Everybody okay with that?
Yep.
Okay. So what would that make the dates? I'll be really quick.
Today's the 19th. Oh, depends on what you
Oh,
publish.
that's
Yeah.
true, you may not be able to
Because
get
we'll have to
it
get
in
it
tomorrow.
in and.
Okay, that's fine,
20th.
all right.
So you want to open the sealed bids when? At a board meeting, or you want us to set a date
You
here?
guys can do it, the office can
Okay.
handle it,
Okay.
so, whatever day that is convenient for you,
Okay.
okay? All right, roll call, please.
Giddens?
Aye.
Catherine Reagan?
Aye.
Val Reagan?
Aye.
Tyler?
Aye.
Griner?
Aye.
Bailey?
Aye, motion carried. We need a motion regarding the materials outside at LaSalle.
I'll make the motion to dispose of unusable materials that have been stored outside the dumpster at LaSalle School.
Second.
Do we have a list or an idea?
Pallets.
Unfortunately, in the confusion here, that list is sitting on my desk.
Sorry.
There are approximately 20 pallets,
Okay,
which would be the bulk of the material that is out there. There are also, I believe, 3 drums, 2 55-gallon drums,
Okay.
and one that is smaller in size.
drums is good enough. Okay, what else? There was
There are
some
two,
shelving units.
I believe, 2 shelving units
Yes.
and 2 rusted file cabinets.
Yes. Okay.
Two file cabinets.
Sounds good.
There's 2 trailers back there, so we're selling one. What about the other ones?
One is used.
They use
Okay.
the transport from the South Park.
All right. Okay. All right. So 20 pallets, several drums, shelving units, and cabinets.
I'd like to also add that the drums contain something that we don't know what it is.
Oh, that might be,
That's done.
okay, take that off the list. We'll have to find out what it is. It can't be disposed of
Pesticide.
until we find out what it is. Okay?
Depends what we dispose of that.
True. All right. Roll call, please.
Giddens?
Aye.
Catherine Reagan? Val Reagan?
Aye.
Tyler?
Aye.
Griner?
Aye.
Bailey?
Aye, motion carried. All right, need a motion regarding the gas contract.
Make a motion to continue the natural gas agreement with CenterPoint at index pricing except for a portion of the gas for the period of November 2019 through March 2019 and November 2019 through March 2020, which will be fixed price at a current market price. Second.
Okay.
Which I don't understand.
Shelley, Mrs. Cornwell and I met with Ernie last week, and he explained it. We're still gonna go with the 50%, which is what he suggested, but only during those months, those crucial months in the winter from November till, is it April?
March.
March, okay. Outside of that, we will be going, those we will fix. The months that are not included in that, we will go at that rate. And I would like to make Shelley the point person when he gets this particular amount. He will call her and she can okay it. It will only be lower than what we're paying right now, or she won't do it.
So the fixed prices will be November through March.
Yes,
Okay.
for 2 years.
And the other months will just be what
What it is,
when that time comes.
exactly.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm not
Got it.
explaining
Okay.
very well, but that's
Just making sure we understand.
But only
Right.
half of it
only
is fixed.
50% of it, yes.
Right.
And
that's
then the
what it
others,
says.
whatever the market's doing.
Right, right. Market is that day. Because in the summertime, you use more electricity, so that's really not going to affect the gas. This is
Right.
only the gas, so. Is everybody comfortable with this and having Mrs. Cornwell take care of that?
Yeah.
All right. Roll call, please.
Giddens?
Aye.
Catherine Reagan?
Aye.
Val Reagan?
Aye.
Tyler?
Aye.
Griner?
Aye.
Bailey?
Aye, motion carried. We have a motion regarding the community eligibility agreement.
Make a motion to submit the application for community eligibility agreement. Second.
Discussion.
Okay, it says, starting year July 1st, 2016. And that, it says for a period of 4 years, July 1st, 2016 Okay, I'm just. I'm
She
so
didn't
confused.
change the date, she had it ready to go last year.
Okay, that's what I was thinking, I'm thinking, did
That
we do
part,
this last year?
yeah.
I don't remember us.
No,
We
we
did.
did not.
17 through 2021.
Right.
We were looking into it, and so she didn't
Yes,
change her date.
okay,
Okay, but I know everybody has lots of questions on this.
Yes.
And I don't know that I have the answers, so,
I can ask, I mean.
okay?
You all can ask, me. That's the easiest way to do it.
I guess the same thing as last year, well, I mean, because would be then district-wide, correct? And it even talked about you could go into with other schools, so I didn't get that either. But how will it affect us? Like, before we talked about that they needed like a scanner, automatic scanner of care source. Remember they said that we had to get that in there?
Okay, I called Mrs. Davis today and asked if our same program would work. She said yes. You still have to have a point of sale at the end of the line to keep track of this, because my first thought was, can we reduce staff? Second question I asked her, are we going to lose money? I know we're not in this to make any money, but are we going to lose money? She actually said she thought we would be up $1,200.
So we don't have to buy a scanner.
She says, no, what we've got will work, because we've got that, I don't know what it's called, I'm sure you remember. Another question I had, so I called Mrs. Cornwell, is the textbooks. I thought I understood it, but I wanted to make sure we can still charge for textbooks. We can, but we have to do it on a different form. We can still go by the guidelines for free and reduced lunches. We can use that money guideline, and we can still charge for books, textbook fees. It does not, it does affect Title I, but it doesn't affect the money amount, because I know how we figured our Title I was free and reduced. Well, if we're not keeping track of that, how are we going to figure out our Title I? They give us several options of different forms we can figure out, so that's not going to affect the money. It's how we determine our numbers. That's the questions I thought of, so you have.
I talked to a school district today that Miss Davis also talked to, was Manitou talked, and I did not get to talk to the main cook, but she says, this is, when you talk about reducing staff, I think it's gonna cause more kids to eat. You're gonna have more kids eating without question. They have doubled their breakfast. You know, they were serving 100 breakfasts, now they're serving 200. She also said there's a new program that was implemented or came out 2 months ago about late. I don't know if late stays the word, but if a kid is late to school, they have to get breakfast. She says, what they do at Manitou, they say they run a breakfast to the rooms, and they've got a list who gets breakfast and who, some people eat at home, but if kid's late, they run a juice and a snack bar or something. So they said like 90% of their kids eat breakfast, and which is a lot more than they had. So she said this day, that's been a thing that kids, if they come in late, they get food. But I think all kids are eligible. I think they, one thing Mrs. Davis had talked to me about today, if a kid brings a lunch, can I have a lunch, hot lunch? And her thought was no, that, 2 lunches doesn't really make sense. So if you bring a lunch, then you don't eat lunch. Because some people thought, every kid gets a free lunch, no matter what. If you bring a lunch and you don't get that free lunch, but everybody gets free lunch. There's no, I think it becomes less. I think they just count the number of people that go through. They probably have tickets who comes through, but nobody pays. Nobody pays. And she said it's a very positive thing. Parents have been real receptive of it. She just thought it, and the lady at the state did say, we were like, their school was 80% funded, ours would be around 97%, which could end up being more money. So it looks like 97% funded. That was just a quick figure she threw out.
Eliminate the peanut butter sandwiches for the children that are late on their payments, so that would be a definite plus.
I guess one thing I thought of was, there's lots of things to think about. Let's say every kid ate breakfast. That's a lot to do with LaSalle. I don't know if you can get every kid eating. That's going to take some work. That's a lot of kids eating breakfast.
Okay, would it cost us more personnel then? Would we need to hire someone?
A lot of kids eat breakfast at home too. I mean, my thing would be with breakfast also is, does the buses give them time to eat breakfast?
I think buses do, they're usually here, buses let off, I mean, at LaSalle, I can speak to, the buses let off before 8, right at 8. They really don't go to class until, I mean, we started in the gym doing the Kraken at 8:25. They might
Plus they would
I-
get a sandwich or a bar, granola bar or something in the classroom, I guess.
And while a lot of kids might eat at home now, if they
They
find
might
out
eat again.
there's free breakfast at school, you're gonna have some increase, I think. That's
Right, they'll
why
probably
they
be
double.
eating both.
Okay.
You,
Concerns?
you mentioned something about if a kid brings a sack or something in, I'd still give them a free lunch. I don't know what's in the sack. They may be bringing something they like. They see something on the menu they don't like, so they,
Supplement.
right. So why take that away from them? Because they carried something in. And we've looked at the surveys. Some of them ask for bigger portions. Okay?
Oh, and you can still do the à la carte,
Mhm.
so
Yeah.
if they want
But the à la
to,
carte's not free, right?
no, they have to pay for that.
Well, the problem is
That's okay.
maybe if it, I don't know, if eating 2 lunches, especially if the parents sent a lunch,
I'm thinking that might be a waste of food.
or it might be, a parent might think, I don't want my kid eating that much food.
Well, and
Or
I
a
have,
certain food.
I have
Right.
one child that's a very picky eater. I don't care what you gave him, he's gonna dump it in the garbage. I mean, if it's not something he likes.
Right.
I don't know.
They work out the details
Yeah.
of that, I mean.
I think there's a lot of details. One detail is the people that have money in the account now. I could not get an exact amount, but let's say we have throughout the district 10,000 in this, people that have lunches, do we?
Let's say 2,000.
Okay.
It's 2,000.
Say 2,000. Do we give the money back as kids? But our thought was, the kid might want a second milk next year. When you buy a second milk or something extra, you have to pay for it.
It's not getting back at the end of the year,
What's that?
if they have over.
They usually
Yeah.
don't. I think they usually just
It's
leave.
usually kept, I found out,
Yeah.
through the summer.
I think we should just give the money back. I mean, 10 cents for a milk, I don't know.
That was just one of the
I
things.
think it needs to be given back if we're gonna do this.
Are you guys comfortable voting on this tonight, or do you want more time?
I like the fact that you can run it for 1 year and opt out,
Yeah.
so.
Well, and it says about fresh fruits and vegetables, you're more likely to get that granted, didn't it? Yeah. So, and that would be great, because that really helped the district.
It did.
But we still have time if we wanted to delay it another meeting, right?
We do. So either way, I mean, if you're comfortable,
I'm comfortable holding on.
okay, Mr. Giddens?
The only thing I want to, we're talking federal and state government, and I know we're supposed to be working on closing the gap, what we get from the state and what we charge. Remember, it was a nickel or a dime every year, we've been raising the
Right.
rates. Even though we may be distributing all the mills, I think we don't freeze our rates. We still vote on a rate, so then if we opt out during this 4 years, we won't be so far behind where the federal government says, we're gonna take this away from you.
And we will still need that for, like, the à la carte, extra meals, a staff.
Staff or visitors,
And milk,
Right.
like you said, it's for milk.
like if I come in, have lunch,
So, yeah, I do see what you're saying.
then you'd be charging me.
Keep doing that.
So we need to continue voting on and closing that gap that they're requiring, and instead of ignoring it. That's the only caution I'm asking.
Or when the federal government runs out of money and stops the grant.
Well, or they penalize us because there's also a cap how much you can raise it, and we've been doing.
Right.
Otherwise, they're gonna start taking money away from us.
Are there any other cons that we haven't thought about? Probably. I tried to read a little bit today and check around, but
Do you wanna wait till,
Jump in and
do you wanna
see.
wait till the next meeting?
no, I'm okay if you guys are. I couldn't find any negatives. I mean, the textbook impact was a main one and
Right.
Title I. That was my two questions that really,
I don't want to.
it is, and then I knew that's the way we figured it, but Mrs. Cornwell said there's other alternatives and she didn't think it would be that hard to do.
Okay, now will Ms. Davis still go through that data to tell us who is low income for the book or the registration?
Well, we can either give it to her or we can give it to the principals, because years ago, the principals had that job of taking, because that's all confidential information.
Right, that's what I'm asking.
Yes, Mrs. Walton.
At this level, because I helped Ms. Davis do it
Mhm.
in July, we get what's called a direct certification from the state, and we pull that down, so we know, and we send them letters
Mhm.
stating that they get, free lunch, so they don't even have to stop at the table. So we could use that direct certification list. Now, we'll have kids that might have moved in from out of state or whatever, that we're gonna have to check their income to see whether or not they're free or reduced. A majority of them come on that direct certification list.
Even better.
And then we'll have to decide who's gonna do the textbooks, whether it needs to be an administrator, obviously. So, all right. Any other questions? Roll call, please.
Giddens,
Aye.
Catherine Reagan,
Aye.
Val Reagan,
Aye.
Tyler,
Aye.
Griner,
Aye.
Bailey.
Motion carried. This will be nice for our families to be able to help them out a little bit. All right, we need a motion regarding the Ethernet private line services.
I'll make the motion to enter into a 10-year agreement with the Stratus Networks to provide Ethernet private line services.
Second.
Discussion.
Explain it.
Okay, this is the, 1, 2, 3,
So
4.
instead of CivicNet,
Yes, this
which
is the line
just-
between Parkview and LaSalle.
is that before this?
Sorry.
And we currently pay what? Anyway, this cost will be similar to what we've been paying to CivicNet. Actually, I think it's a little less.
In 10 years, we'll make it quite a bit less.
With the
This doesn't
E-rate,
change.
with E-rate, we should be paying $132 a month.
Okay. As you can see, I called today because I was just a little skeptical about getting into a 10-year agreement. Because what if the E-rate changes like it just has? It flipped. And so I asked Mrs. Cornwell to get a hold of Mr. Wendland and make sure we have an opt-out clause. And obviously, she even included the contract for us again, and it does have an opt-out clause. Because $1,300 is quite steep without E-rate. But the other bid came in even more, I think, didn't it? Or did you get another one?
He said the other one was not E-rate compatible, so
that's
we
what it
couldn't have
was.
gotten anything
Okay.
off, so. As long as we have an opt-out,
Yes.
I think his recommendation is probably good.
Is there a 49 days or some weird number that we can opt out?
That was 45, wasn't it?
This agreement was, you had to accept it or something, I think,
45 days, yeah.
Yeah.
It was only good for, that's what it was, the quote.
the quote.
I did see that.
on the opt-out.
30 to 45 business days.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Okay. Any other questions, or you want more discussion? We need that line between the schools,
Right.
for sure. Roll call, please.
Giddens,
Aye.
Catherine Reagan,
Aye.
Val Reagan, Tyler,
Aye.
Griner,
Aye.
Bailey.
Motion carried. Need a motion regarding the Parkview Parents Club.
I'll make the motion to authorize, in the absence of an active Parkview Parent Club, the purchase of high school T-shirts and food allowance for the 8th grade field trip from the Parkview Parents Club Fund account. I'll add more discussion.
Okay.
Second.
All right, discussion.
That fund account is now in your Parkview activity report monthly. And it will be on, starting on the April paperwork, so
have any questions? I mean, this is something that all previous parent clubs have done for Parkview for
Since it started, since the 8th grade field trip started.
Okay, the very
We-
first year.
Yeah, because we were afraid the kids would spend all their money, and when they stopped to eat, they wouldn't be able to eat. So the parent club donated $5 for their meal, and then the T-shirt is used at graduation practice. Instead of handing them the diploma, they hand them the T-shirt to either East Peoria or Pekin High School, wherever they will attend.
And the principal holds the $5 until the children get off the bus, and it's like they're getting off the bus, they are handed the $5. Because if we gave it to them before, they might spend it. So that way we know they've got the money to eat. And they usually stop at a place that there's four or five different. Yeah, fast food.
Yeah.
I don't remember, do you?
I don't remember what it was called.
McDonald's is one of them.
And
They want
Whitney's.
$5, doesn't buy a lot of McDonald's anymore.
It doesn't,
But
but,
they won't starve.
Right.
But they want, right, they gave at least 5 cheeseburger fries.
so I think if there was an active parent club, they would have approved it. And all Mr. Johnson is asking that we continue it. Any other questions? Mr. Giddens?
I'm not gonna say anything.
All right,
You know.
fine. Roll call, please.
Giddens,
Aye.
Catherine Regan. Aye. Val Regan. Aye. Tyler. Aye. Griner.
Aye.
Bailey.
Aye, motion carried. Need a motion regarding the AT&T Centric service.
I'll make the motion to enter into a 3-year agreement with AT&T to provide telecommunication and Centrex services.
Second.
Discussion?
This is basically staying with what we have for right now, is that correct?
Mhm.
And that's what I want to ask. I mean, is it our phone lines or what is going on that a lot of times people say that, you know, you can't get through to the phone lines, they can't get through here, do we need to add more phone lines?
I would say not more phone lines, I would make it worse. Sometimes our phones here just, every once in a while, if they'll be dead, you pick up, rings, pick up, and nobody's there. I've had people call me back.
Right.
Remember Mr. Aldridge was gonna look into it?
Yes.
And they were all very expensive. I think they couldn't find anything compatible for the amount of money we're spending.
Okay.
But we could do a 1 year and look again, or a 2 year.
I mean, I just know there's lots of complaints about
It
trying to
is.
get through.
Well, in the district office, their phones are not transferring all the time, like
Exactly.
you said. Now, I think Mr. Wendland said he'd check on that for us, so maybe we could get back with him and see.
Yeah, maybe it's our phones,
It
we
may
just
be.
need new phones or,
That could be. Are you comfortable with the 3 year? Would you rather do 1 or 2?
Is there an opt-out on
Sure, there probably
I'm
is.
looking.
Okay.
that?
I didn't see the contract.
So it's in
Oh,
this
it's in
part.
the separate.
Oh,
revised
did anyone see an
one.
opt-out?
Right.
I don't recall.
And it is paid, a portion of it is E-rated.
I will say internally, I never have trouble getting hold of Mr. Johnson, Mr. McCormick, or anyone. We have a lot of phones that I can call, and internally, they work fine.
I think the cost of the 3 year is just a little bit cheaper, isn't it, than
Well, I want
Or
1
two.
year rate. Yeah, it's, well, not much cheaper actually. Seems about the same.
Should say in the actual contract, I think.
No, it's not 1
Early
year, 2 year.
termination charge.
Okay. Might be. Is that it?
It looks like you have to pay 12 months.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Pay for a year.
That's what it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
You have to pay for a year, so you can't really opt out.
So maybe we would want to choose a 2-year then.
Yeah, let's go with the 2-year instead.
Yeah.
Okay. I'd like to revise my motion to go with a 2-year contract.
Okay.
That would give us time to opt out in case we want
Second.
to find something else. Okay.
And it's at a monthly rate of $631.44 for the 2 year.
Is that what it says every month? Because the phone bill fluctuates.
But that's just the base.
The base,
cost.
okay, then
That's
put in
the base
base,
cost.
base cost of 600 and,
In your motion or just?
Why
Just
don't
in
you
the
just
minutes.
add it in the minutes?
In the minutes,
will be fun.
just in the minutes,
You want the base cost?
631.44. 631.
631.44. All right, is everyone okay with the 2 years? Okay, roll call please.
Giddens? Catherine Reagan?
Aye.
Val Reagan? Tyler?
Aye.
Griner?
Aye.
Daly?
Motion carried. Written communication.
I do have some. To the Creve Coeur School District 76 Board of Education from the CCEA, President Kathy Radovich. The CCEA is pleased to report that we held a ratification vote on Monday, May 8th, 2017 at 3:30 p.m. at LaSalle School. This vote was to ratify the 5-year contract for the following school years: 2017-18, 2018-19, 2019-20, 2021, and 21-22. The CCEA Association members voted to ratify the contract with a vote of 32 yes and 0 no. As we have ratified your final proposal, we ask that you accept this ratification at your earliest convenience. Please let me know if you have any questions. Thank you, Kathy Radovich, CCEA Union President.
All right, reminders of upcoming events. We have a labor management meeting tomorrow, May 10th at 3:15. 8th grade graduation is the 23rd. East Peoria High School at 6:30. Board members need to be there around 6 o'clock. We are going to call a special board meeting for Tuesday, May 16th.
Yeah.
Yes, today. 6, and that's regular time. Expulsion. I know. All right. The next regular board meeting will be Wednesday, the 24th. The last day of school is May 25th. Avani's, which is the retirement dinner, is 1 o'clock, May 24th. So that is a
Same day as the
board meeting, yes, so that's a Wednesday too. Please let the district secretary know if you will be attending. I don't think you need money ahead of time, do you?
No.
No, you pay her. And it's
Just-
the Bonnie's in Pekin, not East Peoria.
Yes, that's
Oh,
right.
wow.
I did
I
read
missed
that.
that.
I found it, it wasn't stuck in my packet, it wouldn't come out, so, yes.
What was the time on the?
1 o'clock. Yes. All right, I think that's it for upcoming events. May is really busy. Presentations and suggestions by board members. Jump in, because we got a list. Anybody?
I'll jump with mine first.
All right,
All
go.
right. In light of the double scheduling today as far as the band concert and this board meeting, I think we need to establish a district Google Calendar. I think Mrs. Walton needs to be in charge of posting events to that calendar, and she is the only one that can revise it. This should be after-school items. I don't want to know teacher meetings during the day and IEP meetings and all that.
That's
It's-
not ours.
Right, it's events that parents would be interested in attending, forward, after-school activities, basically. And I don't mean basketball games and all that necessarily.
Special events.
Yeah, like the
Concerts,
Christmas program.
concerts.
Right.
Right.
Because
did
it's
that in the
happened
past.
numerous times this year.
So
Or not
just
just this
special events.
Right, it's happened in the past.
Well, I know you can't, we have so many practices, there's no way you can
Right.
schedule practices around everything else.
Right.
But an attempt to be made, needs to be made to get everything else cleared up.
And like, I don't know if there's anything going, but an example would be the sock hop. Let's don't have something going on at Parkview while this is something that's a family affair at LaSalle. Then we're starting to pull apart.
You're pulling parents apart.
Exactly, so I think this might work.
Let's try it, and that way Mrs. Walton's aware of all the
She's thrilled.
activities in the district and can post board meetings and that kind of thing.
Right.
You know, because
Because
we're
I-
guilty just as much as everybody else.
Which I called
Sometimes.
I called this meeting on the 16th. I didn't have anything to check. Is there something else going on? I
Right.
don't know.
So
And
that way we
that's-
can all look.
Because we used to have a calendar that was
We
in
did, and we're
here.
gonna get in the right
that
century
The
now.
principal, superintendent, board
Had to
members
come in.
had to come in the month before and put everything in for the next month, what
Right.
they had planned.
Right.
Let's try this. If it doesn't work, then we
We'll
may go
revise
back
it.
10 years and have the old calendar where we write it all in. But let's try the technology end of it. All right. Let's see, what do I have? Oh, the teachers have mentioned they would like to have a roundtable. And I know time's really tight right now, but is there any date that you would be available to have one?
Monday, the 15th.
Is that the best?
Para-
That's
a
the best
para-
I can
It's a
do.
para meeting at 3:15.
Okay, but this would be in the evening. I mean, what does the board members think?
We did do it after school
One time.
before.
Mr. Giddens? What do you think?
May 15th?
Well, I'm just asking about the round table. Yes?
I like the round tables.
Ms. Tyler? Yes?
I would have to check to see when I can.
What do you think?
I think, yeah. Good, is that enough notice for the teachers?
I don't know. We can try it. And if not, we'll think of it.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I looked at the calendar and it's starting to really stack
Right.
up in May.
I mean, it's for their own well-being, I know
Right,
they have
it
other things
is.
going on too.
Right, because you've got
And I
the
think
play
it
coming
might
up
be
that
late.
week. and-
Right. And if it doesn't work out, we can shoot for
Oh,
another date.
Monday 15th, huh?
No, you can't.
I think I got a bit.
Oh, that's true, yes. You know what, I found that out after I cleared that.
Oh,
You're
was
right.
it,
Okay.
it wasn't in the paper?
I haven't
I
heard
remember saying that now.
when his
but-
visitation is.
Is
You're
it
right.
maybe next week?
It's Monday, yes, you're
Monday.
correct.
Oh,
It's Monday.
I don't, is it Monday?
Yes, it is. That's right, I knew there was something
I
wrong.
know I
Is
got
it
one
in the
Thursday and that
Day
one
though,
Monday.
or in the evening?
It's 4 to 7, I
4 to
believe.
7.
Oh, wow.
Okay, you're right. I forgot about
Yeah,
that.
I even added it.
Okay.
Following that.
Okay.
Wednesday, we don't have anything, but that's the night before the play at LaSalle, so I didn't think the teachers would probably be available. Thursday is the play at LaSalle.
Okay. Nobody wants to meet on Friday night.
Say that again on Thursday. What?
LaSalle.
The 18th is LaSalle play, is that correct?
I've got 7.
18th is the plan.
The 18th is the play, she said.
Circus.
No.
No.
Okay, when is that?
Play.
Because I don't
Circus
have that.
play, that's what I have down. Circus play is 17th.
Okay,
Okay,
see, we
so-
were unaware of that.
Yeah,
I've
I'm
got
not
that.
seeing that anymore.
I thought I seen it
But
on
I don't have the other play down.
you did see it?
I thought I seen it on
17th,
their
18th,
calendar.
It's on
at
the
LaSalle
calendar.
is the play.
Oh.
And what time is the
Parkview's
play?
I thought so.
It's
6 o'clock. Thank you. All right, what other? Mrs. Radovich, since you came in, we are trying to set a date for a round table.
Okay.
And we've just went through that whole week and there's nothing
The
available.
next week, you have Monday, the 22nd is available. Tuesday's graduation, Wednesday's board meeting and the retirement dinner. I guess Thursday that week would also be a
But
possibility.
they're out of school by that
What
time.
about this Thursday?
Do Monday the 22nd.
That's, this Thursday, we could all have time to post.
Okay, 22nd. 22nd?
Okay, I can't be here. Is that on a Thursday?
No, it's
That's
Monday.
on Monday.
I will say
No,
one
I
other
can't be
thing.
here.
I
I
think
just
we,
think it's on the 20th.
if you, sorry if I missed this, but May 11th, 6 o'clock, academic assembly, I believe it's in Parkview.
Yeah.
Would be,
You got
okay.
that?
No, we didn't
No.
have that.
Either.
When is that?
The 11th,
What is
Thursday.
the academic assembly? What
academic
time?
assembly.
Yeah,
6
well,
o'clock.
Walton?
May,
6 o'clock.
May the 22nd at what time? Because they have to post this, right?
Correct.
You do.
May the 22nd.
Where?
Let's do it at Parkview, because the last one we did at LaSalle.
Okay.
So, at
Let's
Parkview.
do it at 6 o'clock, because we have working people that can't get off.
I'm off that day.
Randy's not, Savannah's not,
No,
Kat's not,
Kat's
so.
not.
3, 4, 5.
Okay.
Didn't get it all?
We're going to try to schedule a round table on May 22nd at Parkview at 6 o'clock
Okay, and post.
to get input from the teachers. Period. She's who, what, when, and whereing me here, so we got it. We need to remember that, so thank you. All right,
What time, 6 you said?
6 o'clock.
22nd.
As far as we know, there's nothing else on. All right. Handbook, where are we on the district handbook for next year? Because we should be approving that soon.
I haven't had a meeting since. the last
Oops.
one. I know, my fault. Totally my fault.
And now you
Okay.
need to take out all the lunch
Yeah.
information that's in it. Well, you're gonna have to leave the à la carte and the milk extra anyways.
Lunch, milk,
If we need to raise it, they need to wait for that.
a la carte.
Okay, but we can get to working on the rest of the handbook.
Okay.
It should be,
They ordered the new handbooks, I know that they emailed you, the one that ordered those.
what?
The assignment book?
You're doing assignment books? We're doing
No,
handbooks?
it was it was,
Someone wanted to do 2 different schools.
they wanted to look at, like, the, handbooks that's online, just a generic handbook.
I don't remember.
That's not a Mrs. Bailey decision.
Uh-uh.
I think Steve was talking about it, right?
It's
Right,
that
they asked-
online,
there was
it's that
$50
online
a piece.
handbook, press handbook or whatever.
They only needed 2.
Oh yeah, it
They
was
should
like
have
$100
access.
or
Yeah.
something to like look at what it
Look
was.
at them. Okay.
Not order for everyone, just.
Yeah,
for-
but
So
like
we
to
have
give you an
access to what other
idea.
schools are doing.
I don't know where that's at. We'll have to Right, but we're gonna have to put that in second gear and get the handbook, at least the corrections, if there's any big
Lunch
changes.
out.
Right,
Amended.
okay. Registration forms. We need to know what registration forms we're using before the end of school for next year. Mrs. Walton, can you help me with that?
I have the registration forms, I just update them every year, I just need to know when we're having registration, the times. Normally, we have a registration meeting,
Okay,
so
then,
Get that
Mr.
scheduled.
We'll
Liston,
probably-
schedule a
probably do
registration meeting.
one every
That would
meeting.
include you,
We did last year.
both principals,
Mhm.
food
Yeah.
service.
Food service and the secretaries,
And
and
the
we did that
secretaries.
last year, so
Okay,
it'll just be finding the time to do it.
okay.
All secretaries.
Let me know when the meeting is tomorrow. Not that I'll be here, but just
Okay.
let me know so I can put it on my calendar.
Okay.
Because also in the email, they talked about having 2 different books.
And the board, I sent out a survey, and the board was not for 2 different handbooks.
Okay, I
One
didn't know where that went.
district, 1 handbook, so yeah, I
Okay.
may not have gotten back with you on
One
that.
district.
1
one
handbook.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, good. All right, I think I'm done. Do anybody else? Okay, Mr. Liston, it's yours.
A lot of stuff I had down, we talked about when we started going over the calendar and all the dates, I don't have much. I did want to thank the people that helped out with Don Bachler's visitation. You all have already talked about that, but I thought it was really nice how the school came together, the community came together, I think, more than anything. McCormick, your the building was in great shape, the building looked great, and I think it was just usually this time of year, the floors don't look the best because, it's the end of the year, but I thought the building looked really good. Got lots of compliments on the building. I think it went well. Heard no negative comments whatsoever, how we could have improved it, so I was happy with that. Also want to thank all the board members and administrators that showed up on the walkthrough at Parkview. We spent 2.5 hours, that's a long night, but I think we looked at the building really good. There's things you don't even think, doors you go in and you don't know where they lead to sometimes. But really very good looking at that building. So I want to thank the people that went there and put in a long night, but it was good to see. So really a couple thank yous there is all I really have to add to what we were talking about.
visitation went really well, and I think Mr. Bachler would have been pleased. Not to say that he couldn't have tweaked a few things, because he was always good at that, but I think he would have been pleased. All right, Mrs. Walton, walkthrough information, will that be on next agenda, or?
Are you going to do Homewood or not? I was gonna compile them when y'all, so are you gonna do a walkthrough, or you just want me to do Parkview and LaSalle this time?
I'm saying no, I'm not Homewood. We're gonna
Let's
move
wait until they
out.
move out and do it.
Yeah.
And we could do it once.
So do you want Parkview and LaSalle on the next agenda?
Yeah, if you
Okay,
want.
I'll put it all together then.
Their contract goes to July 31st. They may or may not be out at that time. So we'll deal with that when
July
we
or
get there.
June? July or June?
July.
July 1st, and June 31st.
Actually, Mrs.
August.
Cornwell told me it was July 31st today. I thought it was July 1st.
Okay.
No, it's 31st.
Oh, wow.
So
They will,
they might be out by then.
it's just, they're not for sure the school will be ready for them to move all their stuff in. Hopefully, they are, and they can move out sooner than later.
All right, committee reports. Building and grounds.
We're toward that.
She
Before
left
we
you
do
with
that, do you need Mick to talk?
Yeah.
Oh, I
You
forgot
skipped
Mr.
Mick.
McCormick. I am so sorry. Was moving right along. Mr. McCormick, do you have
Now it all
anything
comes
to
to a
add?
screeching halt.
Okay.
It's my fault, I was blocking him.
You say, I go up here.
Sorry.
I feel left out.
Nothing like throwing you under the bus. Hey, Mick goes first. No.
I really just have a couple items, nothing too big. Conducted another lockdown drill today. This one was with three officers from the police department. Officer Sheridan, who actually in conversation, Sergeant Miller referred to her as the SRO, or School Resource Officer, which is the first time I've heard her been referred to as that way, but it's not. She's been very visible in our buildings, and or at least in my building. But she was there. Sergeant Miller was there. They were both actually off duty today, but took the time to come in. And Officer Scudder, I believe is his name, he was there as well. He was on duty. 3 minutes and 36 seconds, not to lock down, but to lock down and check that everybody was locked down. So they were very impressed, especially for an elementary building. So we went around and everybody did a nice job. As is the purpose, there were a couple of things they thought, hey, this might be better if you do this. So just some ideas there. One of the things, kids do a very good job of getting out of sight from the windows as we're walking along. We were able to see just a couple of them. A couple of the teachers have shades on their doors that they pulled down. One was resourceful enough that has a easel on wheels, pulled it over in front of her door. They suggested something that could quickly drop down, and it didn't have to be expensive, but to cover the windows. That, just an added measure of security. You can't see in there, you're less likely to want to go in there. Sergeant Miller suggested, he said, you take cloth in the shape of the window, and you tack it up there, and then you roll it up and Velcro it. All you gotta do is undo the Velcro and boom, it drops. He said the kids could even make a project out of decorating it for the room. Something that would be relatively inexpensive, only used in this type of situation, but again, just some little ideas for tweaking that came out of it.
I'm just gonna leave that open so they can see in, so that's changed then.
They don't want an active shooter in the building to be able to see, because they say that if they can't see anybody in there, they're less likely to want to get into there. Camp Invention, which is our science camp this summer, invitations have gone out, and we have already started getting response to that. They'll have till Thursday to respond before we send out subsequent invitations. So we give them a few days, and then we give our scholarships to the next person.
Did we get 3 teachers to volunteer, or I guess the word isn't volunteer, but offer to help?
We actually had 6, so we did a lottery, and we have 3. And with the promise that the 3 who do not get selected would have first opportunity next year. They were all okay with that. It actually worked out well that one of the teachers who did it last year was selected, so we have some continuity there. One of the teachers who did it last year was not selected, so potentially we have that person for next year, as long as we continue. So I think that gives us some nice continuity.
Your program, just asking.
The Kona Ice Truck did visit, rewarded the students who sold over 12 items in the fall. It was kind of messy and we kept it outside even though it was cold, but you know, those Kona Ice cups, a cup about that size, and I swear they put twice as much ice in it, so the kids got it and it was falling all over the place, but they enjoyed it, had a good time.
Good.
Donuts for Dad was a big success. In fact, we ordered the same amount of donuts as last year. And Ms. Davis said to me, do you think we should cut back a little on the donuts? I said, well, I don't know. Thank goodness we didn't, because we almost ran out. I told her, I said, you know what? I said, if we got a few dozen extra, the teachers will be happy. Well, we really didn't have a few dozen extra, so
Okay, that was cutting it close then. Good turnout.
yeah, and we did have a nice turnout. I will say I got a lot of positive comments on the tribute to Don Bachler. I got a few emails from people from the community I know. I spoke to some people in line throughout the day, and by and large, those are people I saw and talked to are not Creve Coeur people. It would be people you're less likely to know, but I know from my time in Peoria. And they were just really impressed with the building and just with the whole tribute to him and doing it in the school. So thank you for all of you guys helping. It was, like Tony said, a team effort. You know, the school came together and a lot of people did a lot of different things to help out with that. Muffins for Mom is this Friday. We do Donuts for Dad, Muffins for Mom right before Mother's Day. That's at 7 o'clock. If anybody wants to get up early, Mrs. Bailey, you can come join us.
I come for the donuts.
And the only other thing I had right now was Map and Ames Web. Testing for spring is wrapping up right now. It's about, now with extra computers, it's about 2 weeks for us by the time they get Map and Ames Web in there and made up for kids. So it's better than the 3 or 4 that it was.
Field trip's coming right along?
Field trip's coming right along. First grade finally got theirs booked in. In fact, I have paperwork sitting in there getting ready to get approved. But that was the last of the group.
Very good. Any questions?
They're headed to the zoo, first grade?
That was the zoo.
I like this one.
Okay, what day is that on, do you remember?
22nd.
My second's a Monday.
Okay.
All right.
I'll go with you.
Thank you, Mr. McCormick.
Welcome.
One thing I'd like to add about the 2 principals, Parkview it's been Teacher Appreciation Week for 2 weeks. There was Teacher Appreciation Week down at Parkview the first week of May. It's been Teacher Appreciation Week at Mixed Building the second. So you can imagine by the end of last week, after Parkview kept getting good things, LaSalle kind of felt left out. And I think, you know, there's difference of opinion. I think some, McDonald's said it was early the first week, somebody said second week. So I think Mick probably got it right.
We'll put it on the calendar next year so that everybody knows.
What's going on Thursday? You got a nice little menu. Yeah.
Well, Thursday in my building, we've got the Meet and Place food truck coming. And so they'll be set up during lunchtime so the teachers can go out and get what they want. They did provide a menu ahead of time so the teachers could actually order ahead of time, which gave Meet and Place a little more of a heads up as to what was coming, but they said if you don't, just come out and get whatever you want. So
Very nice.
there's about, I don't know, 8 or 10 different items to choose from on the menu, so nice little selection.
Very nice.
The sweets were good today too.
Trafsker's Bakery this morning.
You didn't invite us for that, not
Yeah.
because of Mom.
Okay, Mr.
Thank you.
Johnson, you're just in time.
Time. We're gonna have to do a better job of scheduling our events over at Park.
We're gonna help you.
You missed that part. We're going to make a big Google Calendar.
That's a good idea.
It is, and Mrs. Walton's going to be in charge of it, and anything anyone
Good
knows,
idea.
she doesn't seem thrilled, but she will take care of that for
I
us.
like that.
Okay.
Good evening, everybody.
No,
No?
that's just for
Not
us.
until it's
All right.
formal.
Really briefly, I had talked with Mr. Weston, Creve Coeur Police Department. They're wanting to put on a threat assessment seminar in late June. The dates are June 29th and 30th. The Creveport Police Department, they have turned in the facilities use request form. So they have submitted the proper paperwork, and they're wanting to put on a workshop for local law enforcement agencies, and also to invite local school administrators. And the topics are concerning assessing threats in schools and in public areas as well. So I shared this with Mr. Whiston. They filled out their form, and I don't know if there's any questions or concerns about the PD using the facility. They're wanting to use our cafeteria, and that's it. They're wanting to provide some presentations to the group. No drills, nothing of that nature. Group presentations is all that they're wanting to do.
I'm glad we can offer it to them.
Okay. Good behavior trip. End of the year is certainly upon us, and very pleased to comment that as of the end of the day today, we had approximately 63% of our student body eligible to attend tomorrow's good behavior trip. And we're taking a group of students to the Peoria Chiefs baseball game. Hopefully we don't get rain tomorrow, so we'll keep our fingers crossed. But game time is 11 o'clock, so we have a nice number of students eligible to attend, and we're hopeful of having a great day. Swing set update. We were able to put down some mulch, the paper and mulch actually yesterday evening, and we had some 8th grade students help, and Rick helped us as well. 3 hours later, they had the paper down and they had the mulch in place, and we need just a little bit of mulch to finish out the area. And I was reporting to Mr. Whiston that Rick and I had talked last night, and we thought that we could get some bags of mulch and not go through, if we can purchase some bags of mulch through a local provider, we can save a lot of money, and we could transport the mulch on our own without having to pay somebody to transport. So we did some calculations, and we thought that approximately 40 bags of mulch should finish the job at a cost of approximately $100. And
I thought the company that you guys went through, didn't they measure and?
we gave them the dimensions, and you know, some of the areas we were wanting to fill the area between 4 to 6 inches, and in order to get a nice buffer of that 4 to 6 inches, we just need a little bit more mulch. So we came up a little bit short, but.
So you will requisition the 40 bags?
Yes.
All right.
End of the year activities. We have a lot of end of the year activities. Today's is Tuesday. We have a good behavior trip tomorrow. On Thursday, we have our academic awards program at 6 o'clock. That will be held in the gym over at Parkview School. This Friday, we have our 8th grade class trip. We anticipate 57 students attending our 8th grade class trip on Friday. Moving forward to next week, next Tuesday, Mr. McCormick and I, we've scheduled our 4th grade visit for the 4th grade students to come over to learn about Parkview School. We're looking forward to that visit. Next Wednesday evening at 6:30, the circus program is scheduled to put their performance on. That's next Wednesday evening at 6:30, and then
What's the cost to get in? Is it just like $1?
I think $1. I think they're going to charge $1 to get in.
I've seen $2 for adults, $1 for
2 and
kids.
1.
Okay.
That's what I've seen.
You're probably correct, Mr. Gibbons. I think it's 2 and 1 probably. We have our High Honor Road trip. The trip to the City Museum, that's next Friday, a week from this Friday. And then moving forward,
Where are they going again? I'm sorry.
the City Museum,
Where's that at?
St. Louis.
Oh, okay. I was just double checking.
And then finally, Tuesday, May 23rd at 6:30, we have our 8th grade graduation program. Looking forward to that. And then on Thursday, May 25th, last day of student attendance over at Parkview School.
You're busy, aren't
So
you?
we're definitely moving towards the end of the year.
have anything written down on the 22nd? I'm just curious.
The 22nd of May?
Yes. Please say yes. You have something during the day, I think.
Monday? That's on a Monday, that's on a
It's
Monday.
Monday evening.
We're trying to schedule a
Round
teacher
table.
round table.
I don't think we have anything on the
I think it's
22nd.
clear for now.
His
It's
was
clear.
clear, so.
Okay.
Any questions for Mr. Johnson?
I didn't hear you mention anything about the testing.
Testing, yes, testing at the, we just finished up our MAPS testing, third session. We just finished that up recently, and we should be getting some results in the very, very near future. And related to the academic area, we had heard earlier this year from East Peoria High School that they were not going to allow feeder schools to have students to be placed at the high math. And lo and behold, we have heard recently, it's a good thing, that they are going to allow that. So we have had students tested, and we actually have 2 students who would be eligible for the high math for at East Peoria High School for next year. So we just heard that news today, actually. So that's we had heard earlier that that was not going to be part of the program, but we have heard now that they are going to allow that. So wanted to report that as well, tied to academics. Okay.
Alright, now let's do committee reports again, and Mrs. Reagan didn't have anything on building and grounds.
No, we got walkthroughs.
Okay, could you call the architect? He is supposed to get us a user-friendly list of the 10-year life safety study. We need it as soon as possible. Just call it a user-friendly, because what he gave us is not so much. Okay, policy.
Not, we haven't discussed it yet. I know we're behind.
Okay, I'm going to give you homework to do. If you would please go back through all of my recaps of the meeting, pull out any policies that we've set aside.
Okay.
We will get to them in June. How's that? Let's get back on policy. Let's get through the rest of the school year, and then we need to get back on policies. Get them wrapped up. But I know there's several that we tabled for one reason or another.
Right.
Let's work on those, get those cleared up.
Okay.
Okay, technology.
Do you need to schedule a meeting? Are you
Oh.
available in the afternoon, Catherine, now at all, or?
Maybe on Fridays.
Okay,
I'll let
try.
you know. I gotta talk to my boss this Friday. But we can do it. I can leave early.
I think it's wonderful she has to work.
I'll see what I can do.
Okay.
So late on a Friday would be better for you?
Yeah, if you did like at 3 o'clock.
Okay, I'll see what I can work out with Jay then. We need to discuss mounting the access points.
In those schools.
Yeah, they're temporarily placed right now. We need to discuss some camera relocations at Parkview. We never got the camera bid from LaSalle. We asked him to get us a bid, I
Okay,
believe.
just, did,
I thought we did.
okay.
To get us some numbers, let us look at it. And we need to discuss procedure for what happened last week when everybody was hacked. I know both principals, I think, were made aware by the ROE.
Yes.
Okay, our district office didn't know it. We need to set up some kind of procedure that they're called so that she can get Mr. Wendelin in case it is something going on with our system. Thankfully, it was not.
Right.
A few of us still stepped in it.
I didn't click anything.
Yeah, well.
All right, parent teacher, we already covered that, right?
Yeah, we'll have a meeting, we'll set it up. Like, I'm thinking May 17th.
Okay, before we get out of this, since this was a reorganizational meeting last time, do we want to add any committees?
I
Or
think
delete.
Pam had a good idea to add food service.
Okay.
Big year for that.
Yeah, it might be a good year. How about, okay, anything else? I will come up with that. I guess I need to ask if there's any requests that the current people on these committees, do you want to do a different committee?
We can email you if we do.
Okay, that would be great. Email me if you would like to choose a different one, if you want one you're on. All right, Are there any visitors wishing to address the board?
I was just gonna tell you that his visitation from 4 to 7 on Monday, and then the funeral's at 10:45 at Bethel. And if anybody doesn't know, Margie was our secretary, district secretary for a lot of years.
Many years.
It was her husband.
Okay. Hearing none, we need a motion for executive session. Mrs. Reagan?
Make a motion to enter an executive session for employment, compensation, discipline, performance, and dismissal of specific employees of the public body, student matters, collective bargaining matters between the public body, and exclusive representation of its employees. And review executive session minutes from regular meeting dated April 25th, 2017. And do we need anything with, oh, we did bargaining, okay,
At 7:25.
yes.
Second.
Roll call.
Giddens.
Aye.
Catherine Reagan.
Aye.
Val Reagan.
Aye.
Tyler.
Aye.
Griner.
Aye.
Bailey.
Motion carried. 10-minute break. We need a motion for regular session.
Make a motion to resume regular session. No.
At 9:08.
Sorry. Got distracted.
Second.
Sorry.
Giddens.
Aye.
Catherine Reagan.
Aye.
Val Reagan.
Aye.
Tyler.
Aye.
Griner. Aye. Bailey.
Motion carried. In executive session, we did discuss appointment and employment. And that's it. All right. We need a motion regarding a bus driver's performance evaluation.
I'll make a motion to approve the bus driver performance evaluation tool.
Second.
Any discussion? Everybody has that in their packet?
Yes.
Discussion on it. Everybody okay with it?
I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, I like that.
I would like to see maybe 13 and 14 reworded. That they report to the principal. I think it would be better if they report to the district office
Yeah,
rather than the individual
because
principals.
that's where they do the inspection, right?
Right. Mrs. Walton takes care of most of the bus activities, so
Or
I think
Mr.
it would.
Wisdom,
Right,
either
right,
one.
either one, so that would be
Okay.
better placed than the individual principals. That's my only change on that one.
Okay, can someone make a note for
I
Mrs.
will
Walton?
do that.
Okay, all right. Any other changes? Roll call, please.
Giddens.
Aye.
Catherine Reagan.
Aye.
Val Reagan. Tyler.
Aye.
Griner. Aye. Bailey.
Aye, motion carried. Need a motion regarding groundskeeper evaluation.
Make the motion to approve the groundskeeper performance evaluation tool.
Second.
Discussion?
Yeah, on number 2, it says maintain, operate certification prior to operating buses.
Okay.
Needs to be deleted.
Okay,
Yeah.
What number
let's
was it
omit
about?
that, number 2.
And also it says obeys all traffic laws.
That one also needs to be.
Okay, did we
deleted.
duplicate maybe?
And also it says perform maintenance on services to equipment. So does he perform maintenance and services to?
Where you at on that?
Number
one?
9.
He gets it to the people to be serviced, I guess. He doesn't do the maintenance.
So he doesn't perform basic maintenance?
No.
Before we go too far though,
Okay, stop.
is somebody thinking about obeying all these traffic laws and everything else? We do get this equipment moved from different buildings and everything else.
That's his own vehicle. We don't tell anyone else to do it on their own
Right.
vehicle.
That's like telling the
Pulling the
food
trailer
service
with all the
director
other.
to obey the laws when she goes back and forth to the buildings.
Right, yeah,
That's on them,
yeah,
I mean, if they get a speeding ticket, it's not on our equipment.
right? It's not like a bus.
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
And we shouldn't, yeah, but
Okay,
Okay, I have another one too.
Okay, now, okay.
Okay,
so-
after performs basic maintenance and service to equipment, he doesn't do that? I mean, he can't, I don't know, I'm just asking.
Well, does he put gas in it?
yeah.
It's gas,
I thought
but not
that'd be
oil.
basic maintenance.
Doesn't change oil.
Okay.
Okay,
I think he
so,
does it because the service that we have, they guarantee
Can-
that
Okay.
they will fix it up to 2 years
Okay,
or however
so
long.
Can
what do
we
you want to
say-
change it to?
keep equipment in proper working
Condition.
condition, and that way if he takes it over there, he's keeping it in proper working condition. He's not doing it, performing it. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
All right,
Because
what'd you
he
say
should-
again?
Keeps up with maintenance of the, something about maintenance of the.
Keeps
Keep
equipment in
equipment in
proper
proper
working condition.
You mean maintains equipment?
Well, he doesn't, well, I guess he is, I guess you could say maintain.
Let's just leave it like it is, keep equipment in proper working condition. Simple.
Yeah. Okay, one more thing. Apply herbicides for weed control in all areas. Does he have to have a special, like, past
License?
task? Yeah, I mean, I don't want him to be responsible for this when he really shouldn't have to be. I
And then
mean,
put the signage out there.
right, like,
Alert.
How
Community.
about designated areas at designated times?
well, no, is he certified to do this? The EPA might say, you can't spray that unless you're certified, you can't, I mean, I don't, we're running a fine line sometimes.
Well, we have a company come in, what do they do?
They do the crickets.
And they put signs out there letting you know that
They spray
Right,
for
so,
mice and.
I mean, I just don't want him to be responsible, or especially
Sure.
if it's on us too, if we say, hey, go spray this, and it's a carcinogen, and we never taught him how to spray it appropriately, and then, you
Something
know,
dies.
it comes back, or he, comes back to us.
well, he's gotta wear his personal protective gear.
But does he?
have we trained him?
That's what
I
I'm
guess is
saying,
the
we haven't
question.
trained him, is he trained on that, is that his responsibility? It was,
Right.
I mean, if we're gonna have that in here, what else are we gonna have with it? Does he use all personal protective equipment as, per policy? I mean, we're
Not
gonna
wanting
have
to
a policy.
spray?
I want him to spray, but I just wanna make sure that we're not making him spray stuff that we shouldn't make him spray,
Yeah.
is what I'm saying.
And we need to
Wanted to
identify it,
say.
so when the kids are coming up here playing ball, they know that this area just got sprayed this morning.
Exactly, there's our
Right.
signs out, cause sometimes you can't even have dogs, like we've seen dogs back there. Well, if he's sprayed back there, maybe your dog don't need to be running back there.
Yeah. And you
What
don't
would you
want
like it to say?
I don't know.
I like to say just put signs out to spray.
I think
Apply
he needs to be
herbicides as
trained.
instructed, and we don't instruct him to do it until it's trained.
Right.
Yeah.
Would that work?
Yeah, as an
Apply-
instructor.
As instructed.
Well, how about apply herbicides as instructed per training?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah, I think, I mean, as instructed would be good because I feel like.
I know, Tony
Then
can
we
tell him to
can-
do it, it
then
doesn't
we
mean that
can
he's been trained to do
instruct.
it.
I
Okay.
see what she's saying.
I can tell someone to do it.
With proper training.
Yes,
With proper training, yeah.
thank you.
Okay, can somebody explain to me what number 11 says?
I think it's like
Volume of work
Exceeds
performed makes sense, the rest of it doesn't.
expectations.
No, I think it says that doing it right. Doing
Yeah.
it right, and it doesn't take you 40 hours to mow, maybe something that takes 20 hours.
I think it could probably be worded better, but.
I think so too.
How would you like it reworded?
I like how that makes it more
Perform
simple.
job duties in a timely fashion.
Efficiency and timely.
Savannah, what would you suggest? She redid these for us, so.
Sorry, Cindy.
I grabbed them from all
I know
the
you
different
did.
ones, so
Okay.
I'm not even sure.
Okay.
Perform duties in a timely, efficient manner.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think that,
I saw one on here I wanted to change. I don't
What-
see it now.
I have one more thing too. Does he repair the playground equipment? Is that his responsibility?
He actually scooped the mulch, did 12 hours worth this week.
But that's not playground equipment.
No, that is not.
that's like
Is
gross.
That's maintenance.
That's groundskeeping, yeah. Playground equipment, I mean, I'm thinking, but, I mean, you know, like if there's a bolt, I think that would fall under there, so should we take that off?
Number 16.
I'd do
Yeah.
it.
Take 16 off.
Yeah, to me, that's maintenance.
Yeah, I mean, I can see the chain link fence, we talked about that before, but not
Yeah.
Well, what are you taking off?
Wait, are we
The-
taking
playground.
off the playground?
16.
playground equipment.
So we're keeping the fence.
Just taking off
I
playground,
think it's
okay.
okay to leave the fence
Yeah,
on there.
the fence we've said before, yeah, minor thing like that.
Oh,
Oh,
okay,
okay,
so
so-
you're make repairs to chain link fences and minor, and that's just it?
Yeah.
Chain link fences, okay.
And that's minor repairs to chain link fence, it's not like,
The whole fence breaks down and you
Right,
have to put
right.
it back up yourself.
Okay.
happens quite frequently.
But somebody mentioned it, and I don't see it on the minutes. That's where that, well, where personal protective equipment at all times. PPE is what they always say.
Well, that would fall under 6, I was gonna ask that, because it says dress appropriately, maintaining a professional appearance
Yeah,
in
but
the
you're not telling
workplace.
me he has to have his safety glasses on when he's cutting grass and weed eater and everything
Well,
else.
that's what I'm saying, maybe
We're
it
just
should be in
telling him
there
to dress.
as well.
He can't show up and work in blue jeans with holes and holy t-shirts, is the way I read it.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, but can we put that in there as well, wear personal protective equipment at all
Yeah.
times?
I want to buy him a little.
While performing
I
his
don't see it
duties.
now, I thought it said, when you mow, you don't run over, a lot of people, good mowers and bad mowers, they run over paper. They make 1,000 pieces of little paper.
It did say that somewhere.
Said
I'm sure
that, I can't
property
see
does
it.
not have.
But he even
wear.
said,
Yeah.
if you could get me one of these little tweezers, you could pick it up and have a bucket, that would make it nice.
Number 10.
Yeah, it was
Make
number
sure it
10,
does not
yeah.
have litter. Yeah.
But I think, I think I want to give him a tool to pick that up,
Yeah, it's,
Yeah,
So it doesn't have to.
yeah, so he doesn't have to stop, get off.
exactly.
Yeah.
Are maintaining a professional and safe, not appearance.
that doesn't tell me where he's protected with safety glasses, is the
Well,
biggest thing.
We
I-
can't tell them how to dress though. We don't have a dress code.
yeah, it says
This
right here,
is
dress
true.
appropriately, meaning you just don't want them to dress in short shorts or.
But our,
He dresses.
our cooks are in shorts, our
But the
janitors
next
are
one
in
may not.
shorts.
I mean, this is just a general evaluation.
I've never
tool.
quite figured that out.
We need to remember that. We're talking
We
about
don't
a
have our
general
groundskeeper wear
evaluation
shorts
tool.
if he's out there cutting grass and weed eating.
Yeah, you don't, because they can hurt themselves. I think
Injury.
you should have them wear protection equipment and dress appropriately for the
shoes.
job.
Okay, dress
Closed-toed
appropriately for the
shoes.
job.
Right.
Okay, let's just put that, change
That
it to
he'll
that.
wear PPE is what they call it.
I would say personal protective equipment while performing the job and dress appropriately for the jobs. And you might have to spell that out, because it should be probably closed-toed shoes.
Union.
No, because he could get hurt.
No, he can't wear tennis shoes if we tell him he's gotta wear leather shoes.
I mean, he could get hurt. This is a dress code for the job, so you don't, it's personal protective equipment, basically, it would fall under.
Definitely when
so-
he's using a weed eater, he needs eye protection. I
Yeah,
mean, that-
he,
that's-
And
that's-
lawnmower,
I think-
lawnmower.
So what do you
weed.
want
Can we do,
it
like-
to say?
Wear personal protection equipment when necessary. So like, and then
Not when
can't
necessary,
we
when
direct
required.
him and say, oh, when you're mowing the grass, you should like when you're cutting weeds, we have safety glasses for you to use so you don't get
but almost
hurt.
every part of his job requires eye gear. I mean, if you look at it, the chainsaw, I mean, every part of his job requires that.
I know, but I don't know.
Sunglasses would probably work. Would you?
Nope, because they get
Safety.
break.
Safety,
Okay, safety
around $300
So
is
what do we want number 6 to
prescription safety is
say?
what I wear.
I would say wear personal protective equipment while performing job duties, period.
Do you have that written down?
I'll have it written down. Wear personal protective equipment, or PPE, stands for personal protective equipment, while performing job duties. Because if OSHA came up and saw us, we'd be in trouble.
Yeah.
I don't want anybody to get hurt. That's-
Right, and, right,
Eyeglasses, what do we need? Protective,
Safety glasses.
wear
safety
personal
glasses.
protective equipment while
And you can
performing
buy
job
either the
duties.
flip over
Yeah.
for them. I don't have safety sunglasses, but I got safety prescription.
Okay, is there any more changes to the groundskeeper
I
evaluation
don't
tool?
ever worry about, get around my man and get safety glasses, because I'd wear them all day on the job.
Yeah.
He's right down. I think he's got side shields and everything.
We might have to provide him safety
That's
glasses.
what I was
Yes.
gonna say, we'll have to.
And, you know,
If
even
you're gonna require
gloves.
him to wear them, you are gonna have to.
Well, let's,
Yes.
let's buy safety, I mean, they're not that expensive, and then the gloves,
Mm-hmm.
just in case he needs gloves or anything like that.
I hate to back up because I know we've already voted on the other one, but every evaluation tool needs to have and completing other duties as assigned.
Doesn't this one have
This
it on
one
the
does
back?
have it.
This one does, the one previously does not.
Performs other duties that may be assigned from time to time. That's
Right.
on the first one.
Okay, all right,
And the
that's close
second,
enough.
number 16.
I missed it. Okay,
Yes.
that's close enough. All right, we ready to vote?
Okay, Giddens,
Aye.
Catherine Reagan,
Hi.
Val Reagan, Tyler,
Aye.
Griner, I, Bailey.
Aye, motion carried. Okay, need a motion regarding math teacher.
Make a motion to employ Matthew Conley as a math teacher for the 2017-2018 school year.
Second.
Any questions?
Giddens? Giddens? Catherine Reagan?
Aye.
Val Reagan?
Aye.
Tyler?
Aye.
Griner? Aye. Bailey?
Aye, motion carried. There will be no action taken on K4. Need a motion regarding summer custodians.
Make the motion to employ summer custodians. We will be employing Kelly Schuster, Bobby Stewart, and Michelle Hill at LaSalle School. Parkview, Terry Weaver, Lydia Thousand, and Pam Bone. Jason Thompson will be alternated between the two schools.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Roll call.
No.
No.
Giddens?
Aye.
Catherine Reagan?
Aye.
Val Reagan?
Aye.
Tyler?
I abstain.
Griner? Aye. Bailey?
Aye, motion carried. Need a motion regarding substitute teacher list.
Make a motion to add Rachel Bauer to the substitute teacher list.
Second.
Roll call.
Giddens?
Aye.
Catherine Reagan?
Aye.
Val Reagan?
Aye.
Tyler?
Aye.
Griner? Aye. Bailey?
Aye, motion carried. There will be no action taken on K7, K8, or K9. Is there anything we forgot? Make a motion to adjourn at 9:24.
Second.
Giddens?
Aye.
Catherine Reagan?
Aye.
Val Reagan?
Aye.
Tyler?
Aye.
Griner? Aye. Bailey?
Aye, motion carried. Meeting adjourned.